Howdy folks, welcome back to Kayak Outdoors. Currently we are in the Florida Everglades, as you can see, which is pretty freaking cool. We're at the Loxahatchee National Wildlife Refuge, and I brought my kayak with me, and we're gonna get out onto the swamp here. There's canals that kind of surround the refuge, which is this giant swamp, and see what we can catch. That's the plan anyway. Right now I'm just checking out the boardwalk here at the visitor center and seeing what we can see. This is what a Cypress Swamp looks like, to show you real quick. I just think, yeah, these swamps here in Florida are definitely interesting, definitely much different from the swamps we have in Western New York. The swamps here look a little bit more like your classic swamp with things hanging from the trees. I don't even know what those things are called. Yeah, it just looks like sort of your classic cartoony swamp out here. Pretty crazy, and tons and tons of wildlife. We're probably going to see alligators today, and should be fun. Alright, well, we checked out the Cypress Swamp. Now the question is to figure out where we want to fish. This is the Loxahatchee National Wildlife Refuge here. This wildlife refuge here is 144,000 acres. To put that into perspective, for those of you Western New Yorkers, Allegheny State Park is about 65,000 acres. The largest wilderness area in Western New York is only 65,000 acres. The Loxahatchee Wildlife Refuge alone is 144,000 acres. So this is just an absolutely gigantic area that we're looking at here. And there's lots of different places to fish. Right now we're right here, and there's a boat launch right here, and there's a canal that surrounds this whole refuge. So I'm thinking here's where I'm going to launch, because I paid $5 to get in here, even though looking at the map, this area down here is this here, and that actually looks like might be a better fishing spot looking at this map here. But and it also looks like you probably don't have to pay to fish there. But on the flip side is, you know, somewhere where you don't have to pay $5, that's going to be a big deterrent. This area probably gets a lot more fishing pressure. So we already paid our $5, we're already here, and it's almost 3 o'clock, so it's starting to get late. So we're going to launch the kayak right here at the refuge headquarters and see what we can catch in the canal and along the big swamp here. And Loxahatchee, by the way, is only the northernmost edge of the Everglades system. Everglades National Park is like 1.5 million acres, and then you've got a bunch of state land in between Loxahatchee and Everglades National Park, which makes up another couple 100,000 acres that make up the Everglades. So yeah, the Everglades are huge. Altogether, it's probably about the same size as the Adirondack Park, if not a little bit bigger. But unlike the Adirondack Park, which does have a little bit of development and roads and stuff going through it, the Everglades, I mean, it's nothing. On the interior here, there's absolutely nothing. And yeah, Everglades National Park, we're definitely going to get down there at some point, but today we're sticking to the northernmost edge of the Everglades simply because it's a much shorter ride to get to Everglades National Park. We're looking at about 2 to 3 hour ride. To get here, it's only about an hour ride, a little more, a little less, depending on traffic. So I'm looking forward to it. I've never fished the Everglades before. Obviously, I've never been in Florida before, so it's exciting. Let's see what we can catch. Well, this looks like the fish we might catch in here. So we got largemouth bass, chain pickerel, channel catfish, long-nosed gar, bluegill, warmouth, I don't know what that is, black crappie, and red ear sunfish. I heard that there were peacock bass in here too. This is obviously a very, very old sign, and peacock are fairly new exotics, so that's what I'm really hoping to catch today. And obviously there's alligators in here. Don't feed them or disturb them, and they don't bother you. Alright, well, we are officially kayaking on the Florida Everglades, and 5 minutes in, I already see my first alligator. Not even 5 minutes in, 5 seconds in. The boat launch is right behind me. There's a bunch of people, so I'm not going to film it, but there's an alligator right there. He just went under the water. You probably can't see him on the camera. But again, we just want to basically leave them alone, and they should leave us alone. So first things first, this dock here looks like perfect cover. Normally this dock here is a pretty popular fishing spot, it's my understanding, but right now it's, is that another alligator up there? Holy crap, that might be an alligator at the other end of the dock, I'm not sure what. Anyway, it's my understanding that this dock is normally a pretty decent and popular fishing spot, but right now it's closed because it suffered some pretty significant Hurricane Irma damage. But the good news is it's perfect for me because on a kayak I can throw underneath it and there's no people on it, so see, I'm not going to bother anybody. It's not been getting any fishing pressure other than other kayak anglers and boat anglers, but nobody's fishing it at the moment, and seems like it should be perfect cover, so see what we can catch under here. Okay, confirmation that I was looking at an alligator over here. kind of turning the kayak. Yeah, he's still chilling there. I'm not going to get any closer to him. Get one. Alrighty, our first Everglades bass. Right up against the dock, like I was saying. Cool. Little guy, but we'll take it. I'm getting these folks way over here. They're bank fishing, so let this guy go, and then we gotta move. Whoa, he's ready. Alright, well, just had my first bite off of the day. Gosh dang it. Well, I guess there are indeed pickerel in here. There's the evidence right there. It's a smaller one. It's a fish though, we'll take it. Number 2, finally. Cool. Alrighty, the report that I heard from some other fishermen that came through on a boat was a very, very positive one. They said they're up to 35 fish today, and they're catching different species too, mainly these largemouth bass, approximately all this size. They said no big ones, but... Alright, well, we know that the fish are super active today, and we know that there's gold shiners in Florida. They're like one of the most dominant forage out here. I know that from the research I've done. So time to go to an old classic, the original floating Rapala, one of the greatest lures of all time, one of my favorite lures. I'm excited to use this thing and see what we can catch on it. I think this is probably going to be our best chance at, you know, things other than bass. This is an awesome multi-species lure. You know, while I'm in Florida here, I want to catch things other than just bass. You got the Rapala in tow. That's the other great thing about the original floating Rapala, is that it dives very, 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 very shallow. So it's the perfect lure for trolling behind a kayak or a paddle boat or a rowboat or something like this, because it swims just under the surface and stays above all the weeds and the snags and attracts a lot of attention and gets a lot of hits. So especially pickerel, it's one of my most effective ways to catch pickerel, is to just troll with a rowboat or a kayak or something. So I'm excited for it. See what we can catch. We have no choice right now but to go right in between 2 very large alligators. Oh no, one alligator's moving that way. Okay. There are 2 alligators over here, and they're both quite large. I don't know if the camera's picking up all the commotion back there or not. Birds and frogs and everything's just making so much noise. And the Everglades are indeed, you know, the wilderness, but it's definitely not solitude. It's not like the Adirondacks where it gets, you know, or even the Allegheny National Forest where it gets dead silent on the ice during the winter. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere right now, but it's so loud with wildlife activity. First fish trolling. Let's see what it is. This could be a peacock. What is it? No, largemouth. Little largemouth. Like I said, that trolling technique works. Whoa. It's a little guy. Alright, let this guy go. Got another. Is that a smallmouth? Is there smallmouth in Florida? No, it's got to be a largemouth. It's a dark largemouth. Uh-oh. Heading into the swamp here. Hopefully there's no alligators. Ooh, this is a big... This is weird. This is like a big, giant... It's really deep underneath of this giant mat of vegetation. This is good fish habitat here. No wonder I caught that thing. We're hooked up again. I just started trolling again. Yeah, we're hooked up alright. Alright. It's so much fun. You're just kayaking and all of a sudden your whole rod just goes... Oh my goodness. Alright, here's a little bass that ran it down. Just a little bass today, but hey. I'm happy catching anything. It's been darn slow in Florida for me so far. Today's the first day with lots of action. Locked up again. Feels different. I'm guessing it's another largemouth though. Who knows? We'll find out in a second. Still want to catch a peacock, man. That's the main goal. Is this a peacock? Please be a peacock. No, it's a giant crappie. Oh, I'm okay with catching that. What? Oh, now the question is, do we want to keep it, man? I wasn't expecting to get a meal today. I didn't bring a stringer. I guess we're going to let this thing go. A lot of folks would be very, very happy with this. My first Florida crappie. 12.5, I'd say. He's about 12.5, maybe 13 inches. Almost picture worthy. Yeah, I'm going to let him go. It's a big crappie in any event. Cool. Cool, cool. Second species of the day. That was fun. Got one and it's stuck in a freaking stick. Are you kidding me? Okay. Off the stick. Holy... No, you're not getting my freaking fish. There's an alligator came looking at my fish. Alright, that was interesting. No, he's coming right at me too. He wants to fish, is what he wants. Ay. Alright, well that was interesting. That was my first slightly close call with an alligator. It's not gigantic, but you know, he definitely wants to fish here. I'm trying to get this thing off the line and in the water because he knows it's here. He's still sticking close. Okay, he's heading back towards the shoreline. Again, I don't think he means me any harm, but he wants my fish. If I'd ended up hooking that alligator, that would have been interesting. Hopefully he would have bit through the line and that would have been the end of it, but now he's not going to be happy because I threw the fish back instead of feeding it to him. There's a trail over there, so that could be an alligator that's used to being fed. We got another Florida alligator. There's another one that's decent size. Again, he's just going to leave me alone if I leave him alone, unless I catch a fish that gets stuck on a log right next to him, then he's going to go after the fish. Learn that. Alright folks, we got on a jumper. We got on a jumper trolling. The camera did the malfunction thing while I was reeling that in. Now I'm freaking nervous as I bring these things into the boat here. Is there an alligator nearby that hears the fish struggling and is going to come charging me? But alright, got another bass trolling. I think this is PB of the day. Oh, not PB, biggest bass of the day so far. By no means is this a big bass, but biggest bass of the day so far. There he goes. Picked one up right next to the boat, so I didn't get the hook set and everything on film. I might hit a point here as it starts getting dark. I mean, the fish are going to start slamming, so I might just keep the camera rolling. Especially now that it's cooling off, we're out of the sun, the camera shouldn't be overheating. But anyway, just picked up another bass. Again, we're not catching monsters, but I'm having fun. Interesting, I just brought up the anchor, and there's a fishing line attached to the anchor. Alright, well, we'll do our part and clean up the environment a little bit. Oh, a fish. Doesn't feel like a bass either. Whoa, this could be a peacock. Yes! No, I don't think that's a peacock bass. I don't know what this thing is. This is one of those other things. Yeah, no, it's not a peacock bass. It's one of those, I forget what these things are called now. We learned about them. They're invasive. Well, I caught a new species. This is a new species for the list. A, something or another. Cichlid thing. I forget what it's called. Get a quick picture. So these things aren't exotic. Wow, that does not show up. I'm hoping it's showing up on the camera how unbelievably pretty this thing is. It is quite pretty. Not really showing up on my phone how pretty it is, but cool. Alright, let it go. There you go. Oh, it came off again, man. I'm keeping the camera rolling. I think that's the problem. Camera's a curse, usually. There we go, got him that time. Not this time, mother effer. Another largemouth. Cool. Cool. Rapala's still popping along behind me, so this is getting near the area where the crappie hit. I don't know, there was an area that I went by, like 4 alligators in a row. I think I'm nearing that area too, so that always makes me nervous, but alright, let you go, Mr. Bass. Well, there's one of our friends right there. Let's see if I can get a good picture of him. Wow, he's close too. He's close too. I think that's the biggest alligator of the day. It's not the one that gave me a hard time, but that's the biggest of the day. Anyway, yeah, this is that section, man. In this section, there's like 4 big alligators in a row. There we go. Dang it. I hate it when they bring it towards you. There's no way to freaking hook them. You have a little bit better chance with a high-speed reel like my new Revo Rocket here. But I'm not sponsored by them or anything. Wow, that sounded like a product promotion right there. I bought the new Abu Garcia Revo Rocket. Oh, it's not new, but I bought the Revo Rocket. That's not a product promotion. I'm not associated with them. Anyway, I hate it when the fish, come towards you. It makes it very, very difficult to hook them. It's easier with a super high-speed reel, but obviously even with a high-speed reel, didn't work that time. Just had a snakehead looking thing pop up right next to me. I wonder if I should change presentations. Things have slowed us down. There we go. Well, gotta complain more often. That's the key. Gotta complain more often, and then you catch them. I love high-speed reels. All right. Shot that sucker right back in. Alright. That one's more of your classic looking largemouth. Little guy. Got him this time. Oh, biggest of the day, baby, biggest of the day. Sure hope I'm recording this time. I'm recording this time. What do you know? Could this be my peacock? I don't think so. It's another largemouth. Darn it, stupid largemouth. All right, now we got to be careful here because we don't want those treble hooks in our hand or whatnot. All right, cool, biggest of the day for sure. Nice. That's probably close to 2 pounds. Barely hooked. Cool. Nicest bass of the day. We'll give this one a smooch. Ah, grow nice and big. Cool. Oh, dang it. Didn't quite get that hook set. Again, it came towards me. Hate it when they come towards you. So hard to get that hook set. There's a fish on here, man. There's a freaking fish on here. It's a bigger one. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Now what? He tried to elude me. Alright. Swam towards me and I still caught it that time, baby. We're in prime time and it's getting dark, folks, so we've just got to keep moving. We've just got to keep moving, man. We've got to keep moving. I've got to release it. Got to release it so I can catch more fish. Whoa, there goes a harrier thing. All right. Oh, man, that's not a harrier. I think that's a hawk. Any event. All right, let's keep moving. I think we need a new beaver bait after that incident. Whew. I'm having fun, guys. I'm having fun. We're running out of time, though. Alrighty, folks. Well, as you can see, unfortunately, it's getting dark. We're not too far. We're only not even a quarter of a mile from the launch, so we're going to V-line it to the launch and just troll the good old-fashioned Rapala behind us. We've been picking up stuff on it all day with this technique. You know, the fish pretty much just hook themselves doing this technique, especially using braided line. For those of you that are my Western New York subscribers, you know, trolling an original floating Rapala is a very fun technique to use. It doesn't really work that well once you get into the summer. The fish all sort of hunker down under their weed beds, under their logs, under their docks, and you don't catch them, you know, in the main moving across the lake anymore. But ice off, man, ice off to midsummer. It's a really, really fun way to pick up fish. So, and in Florida, it's more like, you know, summer starts in like May. So, you know, between now and May, this technique is going to work well in Florida as well. And it's a lot of fun. Very easy way to catch fish. Just throw out a original floating Rapala and let it roll behind you. All right, well, I just realized I didn't record the landing, but it's dark, so you guys probably can't see anyway. But we officially are calling it quits, and you can see the sunset. It's gorgeous out here. Definitely a good day on the water. Car's packed up, kayaks on the roof. Time to head home. I had a phenomenal day out there today. I really wish I'd have gotten an earlier start. I dawdled around this morning. I forgot to charge my camera last night after fishing yesterday, so had to charge that first, and then I ended up editing videos for a while. So I didn't get out here till like 3 o'clock. It was when I launched the kayak, so I only had about 3.5 hours. I really wish I could have spent the whole day out here. I enjoyed every single minute of it. Even the alligator incident was a little sketchy. You know, I was watching over my shoulder after that, but it definitely made the trip memorable. And the Everglades are just an awesome place. A lot of people night fishing right now, actually. You're allowed to fish here till 10 p.m., so apparently it's decent catfishing. I'll have to keep that in mind. Unfortunately, it is a bit of a ride for me to get here, so hopefully I'll get the chance to fish it once or twice more while I'm in Florida here. Right now is prime time. Right now, I mean, bass are pre-spawn, everything's pre-spawn, so it's a great time to fish it, and everybody was doing very, very well today. The other guys that I talked to said, you know, it was their best day out here so far this year, so finally got out there when the fish were actually biting. It's about time. I had a day when the fishing was good. It's all about being in the right place at the right time. Today I was. Nothing big, but still a ton of fun. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something, and we'll catch you in the next fishing adventure.